Hi, my name is Marco Kasel, a real estate agent here in Luxembourg, and again I'm here with Siyana Petrova, the professional organizer from Before and After. Sorry about that, I keep making the same mistake all over. So in the previous tip, we talked about purging. That means getting rid of all the objects that you don't want or don't need, so that you end up with only the objects that you really want, that have a positive connotation to it. But how do you go about finding homes for those objects? Because we've spoken in a previous video is that when the objects are in their specific spaces, then you can see immediately when one object is out of place, and you can quickly put it back. But how do you find a home for these objects?
Yes, thank you, Marco. First of all, also for letting me share all those tips.
Sure.
When you have already purged, decluttered, and you ended up with all the things you love and need in your home, congratulations. You've already done the most difficult part of the whole exercise, where you parted also with sentimental things or things that you didn't want to let go for a long time. So I'm already very, very happy when people are at the next stage where you actually need to find new homes. So one thing that I would recommend to everybody and everybody that I'm working with, don't stress yourself to come up with complicated storage systems. That's usually it's creating more clutter than it's solving. Keep things very simple, really.
Right.
Don't stress about maintaining a very complex system. The more complex it is, the less likely it is gonna stay in your life over the long run. So for me, one thing is come up with the simplest solution for your home, and also keep things vertically. You would be astonished how much space you have if you just keep everything vertically. Be it bottles, jars, clothes, shoes, papers, it's incredible. You can save a lot of space like that. Another practical tip that I always mention to people is regarding your kitchen, for instance. Keep everything that you use very close to you. And that's why when I have a project with a client, I do a very detailed interview, and sometimes they think I'm a little bit crazy when I start asking them how they like to cook, what their food preferences are, do they use sauces to cook, what kind of food items they like to cook, how often, and so on, because for me it's really important to understand their habits, to be able to adapt the organizing system around those habits. It's really helpful when you come to your place, to your area, and everything comes naturally to you. Things that you need there, within an arm's reach.
Right.
So that's one thing that, for instance, for the kitchen you can do. Another thing, and I know that Marco is doing this at his own home, to have a drop zone, right?
Yes.
When you enter in your home, it's good to kind of just let go of things. You're entering your safe haven. You can have a drop zone for keys. I have that also in my own home, just dropping the keys, dropping your purse, dropping your shoes, umbrella because we're in Luxembourg after all, so you need it. And then you can proceed into your space and unburdened by those things which already are located where they need to be.
Right. I can talk about this too. Our drop zone for keys, phones, sunglasses, that drop zone is very easy. It's just one plate. Ours is a leather plate where we put everything in. But what's a little more difficult is the purses. Because we've had we took us a long time to figure out how to best put purses away, because some are best if they're hung, if they have a long strap.
Yeah.
Some are best if they stand. So in our hallway now we have a custom closet where we have a specific place for the purses and also the shoes.
Yes.
So the shoes are actually going into a little drawer that we can close, so the entryway is always nice and tidy. But the easiest, of course, is sunglasses, keys, cell phones, credit cards, all of that you can put in a tray. So you can let go and then you come into your house, so that you don't put those things on the kitchen countertop and then later you can't find them. That way they're always in the same place.
Absolutely. Or when you come back home and you're bringing papers or mail, it's great to have a drop zone for those. Again, it depends on your personality, because there are some people who handle it right away, but there are others who need some stuff to accumulate and then handle it together, which is also a very valid system. If you have a drop zone for these, and you can then allocate time during the week to go through your mail, bills, magazines, whatever you have received, and handle it. I do that every day, so I never accumulate, but other people do it in a different way. All methods work as long as you know and you're honest with yourself what would work for you.
Yes, and important also there to get ahead of the curve is to make sure that you ask for e-bills. So those are emailed to you instead of paper. That way you get less paper in the home to begin with, so you have less paper to deal with. What's left is mostly stuff that I throw out. So if it's advertising, I throw out right away. And the important things in my house get scanned right away. I throw the paper out right away, and then I'll deal with the scan. And so I know that professional organizers also do work on digital files. In my home, everything is scanned and everything is filed away, so that in a Dropbox folder, so that on my phone I have all my files with me at all times, and I have no paper at home.
I can tell you used to be an organizer, Marco.
Yes. Okay, so we've had drop zone, kitchen, paper. What else?
What else?
Well, objects in your living room, for example.
Yeah, well, living room for me, it's kind of a sacred space, because this is the space where you get to unwind after a stressful day.
And spend the most time.
And spend the most time, yes, absolutely. So for me, living room is the place that needs to be really cozy.
Right.
And for me, cozy sometimes can be synonymous with decluttered,
right,
and very streamlined. So I would say if you can keep clean surfaces around that area, which you use for leisure mostly,
right,
that would be best. Find whatever is laying around that's not decorative, not useful, like blankets and so on. It's better that it has other homes around the house.
Okay, well, that's a start to get you started with finding places for your objects. Thanks again, Siyana.
Thank you, Marco.
And we see you guys in the next video.